so funny.
You don't laugh. Why are you laughing about my Pokemon cards?
Hold on, I gotta put my Pokemon cards away.
Yeah, Mister watching freaking
That
race in the
mic's.
background.
I don't know whether it's you or me.
For
but
you.
You're a little staticky.
I'm a little. Am I staticky to anybody else?
Yeah.
I don't hear much static.
I mean,
Uh,
it's not. It's more of like a reverb kind of.
Yes, there you go.
let me unplug my headset and plug it back in. Give me a sec.
I don't use that word too often, so thank you. But
Yeah, that's good. That's a good big word there.
it's that v noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after the voice, it's like a voice, right?
I've just been running around like one area in Destiny, waiting for something to like a rare spawn to happen, and I don't even know if it's in this fucking zone.
How long does it take you to put away your Pokemon cards?
You say you're
He was
unplugging
on.
his
Yeah, he was
fixing
switching
his
his
mic.
headset.
When I was a kid, I like collected football cards, which I've got killer football cards. Like I've got Joe Montana's rookie card and Dan Marino's rookie card, and me and my brother would spread out our football cards on the floor and trade, see what we could trade for whatever.
Is it working now?
Get it
Yeah.
there? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's better.
I had to like leave and come back for it to work. That's weird. Anyways,
Okay, hang on.
is it better though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got an 18 on my D20, so I think we'll have a pretty good podcast today.
You got a what?
I rolled an 18 on my D20,
What's that mean?
a 20-sided dice.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
In D&D, the higher you roll,
Oh.
the better.
Oh, okay. Well,
A nat 20 is like a critical, and a 1 is the worst. Like,
Oh.
like in D&D, if you roll a 1 when you're trying to like swing your sword, you might as well like hit yourself in the head.
Oh. Okay.
You might actually hit yourself in the head.
Yeah, depending on how nice the DM is.
So you're doing that. I'm putting a pizza in the oven from Mama Kazi's
Is
Pizza Kitchen.
Where'd you
is
get
that
Aldi's?
is that the girl's
Aldi's.
name?
Had to add cheese. I
fine.
always have to add cheese to those frozen
Al-
pizzas.
Aldi's pizzas always look pretty good.
They taste good. I
That
always
was the
compare.
weirdest ad.
I always compare their pizza, or I always compare like cheap pizza or bad pizza to sex. There's no such thing as bad pizza because there's no such thing as bad sex.
I mean, I'll
That's my
eat any kind of pizza as long as it's not
exactly
covered in crap.
right. There you go.
Here,
As long as it doesn't covered in crap. I mean, you really can't make a
Thank you.
bad pizza.
No, you really can't.
pineapple.
It will be
Pineapple on
edible.
pizza is actually pretty good.
No,
I
it's
mean,
not.
as
Doesn't
long
belong.
as long as you don't cover it in crap like pineapple and olives and shit.
Putting
Anchovies,
pineapple and shit on pizza is like a veggie burger. Quit making hamburgers out of vegetables. I don't make vegetables out of my hamburger. That's what I feel.
I want to hear the animal scream a little when I bite into that hamburger.
That's right.
You know, speaking of animal screams, I've had to locate.
Where is this gonna go?
Yeah, no,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, okay. No, look, I've had to locate at a hog farm, and you could hear them like fucking. Yeah, you could hear those hogs and pigs. They sound like they're getting murdered in there.
I mean, they probably. I don't think they get murdered there, but
Oh, I've parked there, and as I'm sitting in my truck getting like all my my like going through the prints and stuff, and some guy drug out a dead pig from the barn right there, right in front of me. It was
slaughtered it.
yeah, it was like 50 feet away, and he just drug out a dead pig. I was like, all right, yeah, that's where I am.
I'd be like, hey, can you hook me up with some sausage? I mean,
Like you living in the boonies.
Got some of that back bacon.
It
I'll
was
take
yeah, it
that.
was
Yeah, you
down in
kidding?
it was down in Sharpsville. So
oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
I had a friend during school. His parents owned a hog farm here in town, or
Yeah.
in the county. He was a little weird bit of a guy, but he was a nice guy.
well, shoot, we're like good friends with down the hall or just right across the hall. A friend with a hog farmer or a breeder at least.
There's good
Gossett,
money in that.
yeah, Gossett Genetics. Look it up.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Goss, the guy we used to play
Yeah.
games with.
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
happened? That guy was a nice guy.
He's
I
still
like him.
Dude.
I still follow him on Snap and he posts some stuff about his pigs and stuff that he's selling and stuff. And I actually I just bought a shirt from him. He has merch now.
Pig,
Yes.
pigs make good.
Can you buy meat from him like sausage and?
No, I think he just breeds like good pigs and stuff like
Oh,
good,
he
and
I
breeds
he
the
just
pigs.
sells them.
imagine the Stewie with the most genetically perfect pig that goes
pigs,
oink.
pigs make good
Yeah.
pets, and I feel like
My dad worked with a guy who raised pigs, and he would slaughter them. And dad came home from work one time, and he had a slew of sausage, and it was the best tasting sausage. I mean, biscuits and gravy. Even though Chris don't eat biscuits and gravy, which is weird, was friggin' awesome. Uh, sausage on a pizza, sausage pizza. You put fresh sausage on a sausage pizza, it tastes like no other. Everything else tastes like dog food from everywhere else compared to fresh sausage. So I can imagine what bacon tastes like, pork chops, and all that stuff.
It was their last one.
So anyway, welcome to another episode of Who's Your Nerds podcast with your host Mikey, Tim, and the two Chris's. We're all here today in March.
We gave Tim plenty of warnings. I tagged him every time I messaged in the group for like the entire day. I just gotta remember to tag Tim, and he'll show up. And
but that's the secret. Is you have to tag Tim. So
well, that's because plans are made in the dark, and I'm not always there.
So plans are made. So yesterday. So this is my story, what I did yesterday.
Oh yeah,
so
you talked about this last week.
I ran equipment up to Kendallville, Indiana, which is north of Fort Wayne. So it's about a 2-hour drive. Equipment for the Kokomo High School choir competition. I know somebody. I got roped into this. Can you drive our truck? So I said, yeah. So yesterday, so I get the key on the other day, and they said it's parked near Memorial Gym. So you know where that's at, Chris, at Apperson and Vale.
Yeah.
So there's 2 box trucks there.
Mm-hmm.
So I go pick up this box truck, and it is a piece of shit.
Is it like from the 70s and don't know how it's still working?
Oh my! So
no.
I get in to start it, and it doesn't start.
Oh no!
Luckily I have jumper cables in my car, so I had to jump it to start it, and it wouldn't run. There's no interior light. There's shit all over the cab of the thing. The engine cover is loose inside. There's
What in the world?
So I get it fired up, start. So I go to change it into drive. You can't see the mileage or what gear you're in.
Uh-oh.
Then
Is it that high of a mileage?
It's that shitty of a truck. It's got.
I mean, if it's an old vehicle, you used to be able to reset those. Or used to be able to reset the odometers because my grandfather used to do it.
Well, you can't see the odometer. You couldn't even see like park, reverse, neutral, drive, 2-1. You couldn't see any of that stuff. So I had to kind of guess that I was in drive. So I go to turn on the turn signals. They work voluntarily. Only when they want to. And I've got to drive this thing 2 hours. I'm like, oh my god, I hope I make it. So I get to the school.
Wait. So you're smart and you tested out the turn signals before you even left? Because that's something I would never do.
Yeah, well, I drive a bus for a living.
Yeah.
So I tested everything. Once I got to the school, I checked the oil just to make sure there was enough oil in it. So I get there, and we it's got like a lift on it, so you bring the lift down, and there's no back door. There are 2 panels of the door on the top of the roof of the box truck. So there's no door. So we got the lift down, and you had to jerry rig it so it would go up properly.
Can I just say something really quick?
There's a big
Cocoa
ass.
High School, which is building a multi-million-dollar new football
Okay, hold on.
stadium.
I'm getting there. Hang on.
Okay, I'll shut up.
I'm getting to the story. So there's a big ass dent on the driver's side. The driver's side, the driver door panel is cracked and broken, so you have to roll the window down to close the door. So I'm driving this shitty thing all the way up to this high school, and it's I don't remember, East Noble High School, which is a beautiful high school. I mean, they've got their gym, everything. They've got 2 gyms. It's probably as big as Kokomo, but it's only 1 story. Let's put it that way. So it's a beautiful school. I mean, it really is. And we get there, and I'm unloading, and they're like, "Well, go to door 23 and you'll unload there." So I'm waiting for this trailer to unload, and I mean, it's like me with like $1 million budget pulling up to the Indy 500 with a car on the back of a U-Haul trailer. I mean, these things are like decked out. They're painted. All these different schools, they have names for their singing their choir competitions. Their choir competition has a name, whatever they're called. But I mean, these things look sponsored. All these different schools from all over. I think we were the farthest south, but Columbia City and all these schools. But they have like sponsored choir competition trucks that they load and unload their equipment off of. And I'm in this shitty ass Kokomo Schools maintenance box truck. And I'm like, I'm representing Kokomo High School, and this is what I have to represent them with. So I couldn't believe it. And the girls did good. This is their first year. They haven't had a choir competition in 2 years, and they haven't, like, they're all young. I think they have no seniors. It's juniors and under. So this is a brand new this is a brand new thing for these girls. There's brand new. They wanted to do mixed, but only 3 boys tried out for a choir competition. So they didn't do a mix because you can do boys and girls in a choir competition. So, they did a good job. We got everything loaded up. We got everything. They didn't get a award, but it was only their second competition. These girls have, like, the first competition was last week. So,
I'm kind of imagining like Pitch Perfect here, just kind of like a kind of style. But
what?
I'm kind of
Yes,
like
it is.
yeah,
It is. It's like Pitch Perfect. It's like Pitch Perfect / Getting Gay with Kids on South Park.
I
Like
did Tim was like
I swear to
that.
God, man, like the whole the dancing thing, with the
He
guys.
knows how to reach me.
That's exact. I was like, there was this, like, these guys were like serious, like they have these scowls on their face and they're dancing, and all I can think of is Getting Gay with Kids, and I'm trying so hard not to laugh in this choir competition. It's like there's choir competition parents, like they wear T-shirts and it says parent or their child's name on the back of their shirt, and they've got like a choir competition T-shirt on, and like this is some serious shit. I had no idea.
It sounds like what Kokomo needs to throw a little bit more money their way. They're spending millions of dollars on their baseball stadium and football stadium, and
I was talking to one of the teachers about that. I'm like, y'all need to start selling some candy bars or something so you can buy a new truck. And he was aggravated too. He's like, they're spending $3 million or more on that softball stadium. They put new turf in at the football stadium and refurbished that. Let's get something for these girls in their choir competition. If you're going to put a serious effort into the choir competition, let's.
Have you seen the bus the basketball team and football team go to competitions on?
Yeah,
it's more expensive than the trolley.
You know how they got up there? School bus.
Oh, a short bus, probably.
No, they took a school bus.
Jeez.
But still, a regular. They thought, like, I mean, there was some kind of competition at the high school yesterday, and somebody chartered a bus to get their students to Kokomo High School because they were there before we left. And here a school bus pulls up, and all the girls get on the school bus.
Jeez.
So,
well, Sports really does make the money, though.
These girls try so hard, and they've got, they had two wardrobe changes, and I had the wardrobe. That's what I had in the back of this thing. I had wardrobe, and I had a keyboard and some other stuff, and they try so hard, and they work really, really hard, and you can't even give them, buy a box truck that's 5 years old, put it at Kokomo High School, emblazon them. Then the other thing I was noticed, this is how some schools put money in the choir competition, and Kokomo doesn't. There was one group, they all had sweaters, all the same. All their sweaters were the same. They wore T-shirts, all the same, and all our girls are whatever they wore up there. There was no, you know what I mean? You couldn't tell they were a choir team because there was no, they had nothing special. And Kokomo, it's a big school, and this is the shit we give these girls. You know what I mean? So, shout out to
Kokomo's got the money. They could throw a little money their way.
They don't want to spend it. And like he said, you know what? The superintendent, he may not even know this is what they're giving us to go to competition with.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I had more money, I would donate money for them to have at least T-shirts that have, Kokomo Choir competition, or give them a name, Lady Cat competition, something.
Yeah.
But I felt bad for these girls because they try so hard, and I mean, you know how it is with the buses. They want them clean because it's all about appearance. Appearance is representation.
Yeah.
And look what we're showing up in. So shout out to the Kokomo Choir Girls Competition choir squad there. They work really hard. Josie's the one that designed our banner, our logo. She's on that. That's how I got roped into this. She's part of the choir competition team. So
did you ask her about the higher
I did.
quality?
She's gonna look into it tomorrow. She's got to ask her Photoshop teacher. I said, all I need is a JPEG, Josie. That's all I need. So there you go. That's my story. I'm tired as shit. But they did have that school's hooked up, man. They had Arby's roast beef sandwiches. You could buy a chicken sandwich from McDonald's. They had blizzards
in this, like at the concession.
Yeah, in the cafeteria. They had pizza. You could buy pizza, breadsticks, hot dogs, chips, Arby's roast beef sandwiches.
When I was in high school and would go to like the boys and girls basketball games, like the biggest thing Western did was we had Fazoli's breadsticks, and those things always sold out by by halftime.
They had breadsticks and pizza too, and they had salad and like I said, they had 3 different type of blizzards. I got a Reese Cup blizzard. It was pretty good actually. So that's some serious competition. I had no idea. It reminded me of Pitch Perfect, in that there's people that's serious about this. And one thing I've noticed about the shift in choir from when I was in high school to now, the type of guys that join choir competition or join choir, they're, how can I say this so I don't offend people? If you want to sing and you're a high school student, you're gonna create a band. You're not gonna join choir. That's what I mean. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're gonna start a rock band. You're not gonna sing in choir. So that's what I noticed. But there you go. That's choir competition in Indiana. Serious shit. Think Pitch Perfect meets getting
Chris,
gay with
you've never
kids.
been to a band competition, have you?
Nope.
Jeez, just like the 3 of those I went to blew my mind.
It's not how I would want to spend my. If I didn't have a dog in the hunt per se, I would never ever go to one of these choir competitions. But
What the heck is going on?
Are you making some like bratwurst or something?
I just cut up a pizza. I took pizza. It's dinner time.
I thought we were getting a live stream.
Yeah. Come on now. We're trying to be professional
There.
here. Making all that
There's-
racket.
All right. Do we want to start with Star Trek or Batman?
Let's get Star Trek out of the way because
Okay.
it doesn't even. What are we even talking about on Star Trek?
The new
Nothing.
episode
I
of
just wanted to say the
Like,
new
does that even
episode
matter?
is so good.
The new episode of Discovery came out, and then the new season of
Did you watch
Picard
either,
started.
Chris?
I watched
If
both
I
of them.
watch Star Trek, do I get a Captain
Picard.
Picard hell? Do I get a Captain Picard head that is a popcorn bowl?
No.
Cool.
Well, that's bullshit. I don't even care then.
Tim, what do you think of the new? Let's talk Picard because that's the bigger of the two that came. This week.
This first episode of Picard was better than the whole first season.
Yes, there was more character development in this one episode than the entire season.
It was just more. I don't know. Like
Federation
enjoyable. Yeah, it was just more enjoyable. Like so much more action.
Your titties. In it.
Shit hits the fan.
It was.
Now I hear your ice.
I was joking when I said that. That's the reason I said that.
I'm excited for the season. We go back in time. We got the Borg. We got Q.
A Borg cube or the Borg diamond or whatever the hell it is that came out of that thing is.
Do you think it was a trap, or do you think it was her trying to? I don't know.
Why did the Borg Queen say? First of all, why does the Borg Queen look like a futuristic assassin? Is my first question.
She looked like the assassin from Borderlands 2.
Yes. Yep. The dude Zero. I think.
Yeah, Zero.
But why did she say that line to Picard?
You gotta look up. I don't know.
Mom used to say
he could have been hallucinating.
Yeah,
but she wasn't killing anybody. She was just stunning everybody that was shooting.
Stunning everybody.
But as I said last season and this season, that the Borg are not what they used to be. So she could be stunning them so they could assimilate.
Like Stone Cold stunning, like Stone Cold.
I was that'd be pretty hilarious. That might be better than the actual episode.
Are they like stun, like shoot to stun?
Yeah.
Phasers to stun.
Like anyone that shot her, she shot back and stunned them.
Oh,
I like when she was just taking all the bullets and then all of a sudden she shoots like 12 out at one time. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, but she wasn't killing anybody. But yeah, in Discovery, I was actually wondering, like, obviously, like the whole galaxy is, I mean, aside from like the burn separating everybody, like everybody was more or less in contact for hundreds of years before the burn happened. So what happened to the Borg? I was trying to remember if the contact was
at the end of Voyager, the virus that Admiral Janeway gave him at the end of Voyager.
But that only took out that specific station. I think.
No, at the last season of Picard, they talked about how it spread to the entire collective, and they're only a shell of what they used to be. They're not.
I'm pretty sure First Contact happens after.
No, First Contact happens in the middle of Deep Space Nine.
Does
the Admiral Janeway is the only time we get to see Admiral Janeway in a movie was the one where she sent or Nemesis when she sent Picard to Romulus.
Yeah.
Because remember, they told him, the Admiral told him to stay away.
That if Voyager was like the end of the Borg or not, but I mean, clearly it's not the end of the damn Borg because Borg Queen has. I mean, I'm assuming that portal was from the future. We'll have to assume that was some super futuristic Borg shit.
Yeah,
and I peed my pants when Picard was like, he heard Q and he was like, no. I must have watched that. I went back like 30 times just to last. It was great.
The trial never ends.
He's just like, no, son of a bitch, no. I'm gonna assume that Q didn't do it again, though. Just like in the very last episode, he didn't do this like on purpose to screw Picard. He's doing it to ultimately save humanity or whatever.
Yeah. I still have the theory that the Q are humans from the future that are super advanced. Because why do they take such a special interest in humanity over any other race?
I mean, they say at the end of Next Generation, he's like, oh, your humanity's next journey isn't in the stars, it's in your like brain or like in the mind or whatever. And then he goes to say something to Picard, but then he stops. Probably gonna like alluding to the fact that humanity will eventually join the Q in the continuum or be like Q.
Yeah. I wonder what happened to the Q because remember in Discovery they say we haven't had contact with the Q for hundreds of years
Yeah,
or
they
something
probably
like that.
stopped. Like
Yeah.
just do like whatever.
They probably had another civil war, but Voyager wasn't or Janeway wasn't around to have another baby for him.
But all right, now real quick, what do you think of Discovery? Discovery looks this new episode was pretty friggin' awesome.
It was. It was.
I
I'm
can't
excited to see a new type of alien that floats around in gas giants.
I almost feel like that's not gonna be them.
Same.
I feel like it's not. It's gonna be like totally something like that was there. Like I don't want to say pets or something. I watched
Wait, hold on. So there's two Star Wars
Star Trek.
series. That's what I meant. Sorry, two
Well,
Star
so-
Trek series going on at the same time. Like they're
Technically,
releasing
there's
episodes.
So they're
4. Technically,
they're
there's 5 actually.
they're
There's
rolling an episode like so this was the first time that two of them were together, and it's gonna be another Picard and another Discovery, and then one more Picard and another Discovery on the same day, and then it's just gonna be Picard for like 8 weeks or something, and then the very last episode of Picard comes out the same day as the first episode of Strange New Worlds. And then I think it's just Strange New Worlds for a while, and then it overlaps with Lower Decks at the end of
Wow.
Yeah, and then when
Yeah.
Lower Decks ends is when Prodigy is going to come back.
Are they
Prodigy.
all in canon? I'm like, they're else doing.
The
like, is
cartoons
it-
are not
they-
canon.
What is it?
Lower Decks is canon.
Mm, according
Uh,
to Gene Roddenberry, it has to be live action.
According to Picard, apparently you didn't hear it.
Yeah, well,
when-
Gene Roddenberry's
when
dead
they
and his ashes
call-
are out in space, so he can't.
But
say
he's still the
shit.
reason none of the books have ever been canon or video games.
Eugene Roddenberry or whatever is like a co-producer
son.
on every single show, including Lower Decks. But in Picard, in that first episode, when they call right before they call Elnor's name to his ship, like maybe a minute before, like when Picard's walking up to him, you
Yeah.
can't hear it unless you listen really, really closely, which I listened with headphones, so I did. They say Commander Samanthan Rutherford to the same ship that Elnor is on. He's
Oh.
he's presumably the chief engineer of, because it's like
I love
15
Rutherford.
years. It's like 10 years after Lower Decks.
Okay, well, I guess they changed it. I was always under the impression it's not canon.
Nope, just
Because
just the original cartoon, whatever that one is. That one's the only
they
one
brought
that's
elements from the
It's
original
Prodigy.
cartoon into the Prodigy.
I would say because Prodigy is canon too.
But didn't they? What about the cartoon from the 70s?
It's
That one
not.
is not. That's the only one that's not. Just because it was, I feel like it wasn't made with the intent of being part of the story. So it kind of like
They took
threw.
I know they took some of the. They took a lot of the TV shows and made them, in cartoon version.
Yeah. So it like changed like a little. So like the two new cartoons are made specifically with like that like Star Wars Marvel aspect where everything, like every little thing matters.
Tim,
Okay.
what happened to the? We were going to get a admiral, the Empress from Discovery. I thought she was going to get her own series with the Section 13 or 31.
31. Yeah, she is. I'm pretty sure Section 31 is still.
Okay, I didn't know if it got canceled. Or not.
I think what they're gonna do is because Section 31 is probably gonna have to run around the same, like in lore time frame as Strange New Worlds, and I don't think they want to put two shows that are going. They don't want to have to do like an Arrow, Flash, Supergirl bullshit.
Yeah.
So what they're gonna do is probably do like a season of Strange New Worlds, maybe
They-
two, see how that goes, and then she'll probably be in it with. Oh no, she
Yeah.
won't. She can't be in it.
Well, no, because she did that. She did like an entire season not on the show because she joined Section 31. So it might be that.
Yeah, it could be like that little time in between, but yeah, like I think Strange New Worlds is gonna have what's his face? I can't think of his name. Tyler. Because he's supposed to be like the new head of Section 31. So I
Yeah.
think he'll run into
But I'm excited because if it goes into like how Section 31 became so secretive compared to what they were.
compared to the last thing that we know of in Discovery is that they say Section 31 needs to be more open and
Yeah.
transparent with things, and somehow by the time of Deep Space Nine, it was
So secretive, not even captains knew about it.
frigging cabal.
Yeah. Friggin' knocking off of Romulan Praetors and stuff.
Yeah,
I wonder what they're going to do is wait till Discover, or even wait till Picard's done, because Picard only is going to run 3 seasons because that's all he wants to do, Patrick Stewart.
well, I think that
Because he's
they
100 years old.
yeah, they did the third seasons, like they filmed them back to back
They did, yeah, because of
because
COVID
of
also.
COVID and stuff.
Hmm.
And I think towards the end of the third, because Picard, Patrick Stewart is, I mean, I've heard things that he's like he's getting old, so he's like
Yeah.
a little more sick and stuff like that. So I think he doesn't want to start something and isn't able to finish it. So I think he just wants to.
He's 81 years old.
He said, he came out and said that some people might not love the ending of Picard season 3, but it's like good enough.
If he
Like,
says
yeah.
it's good enough, I'll believe him.
Yeah.
Since
It's probably not going to be like super amazing or anything like that, but I think it's just what they probably wanted to end on some other way in season 4 or 5, but he just can't get there. So he just needs to end it while he can.
while he's kicking.
Hmm.
All right.
Speaking
All right.
of
Well,
kicking,
hold on. Star Wars nerds, you guys. Did you know there was a video game in 1971? Made in 1971.
for Star Wars or Star Trek?
For Star Trek. Star Wars, what now?
You
You said Star Wars fan.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm
you're
tired.
so bad with it.
I am. But anyway, so Star
What year?
Trek is a 1971 text-based strategy video game. You control the
love
Enterprise, so
text-based
it's like
games.
Oregon Trail, where you make
Yeah.
choices. The player controlling
Well, I
the
found
the USS Enterprise flies through the galaxy and hunts down Klingon warships within a time limit. And it says it's got a clip, and it says 7/23/1978. This is your. Please wait while I set up the galaxy your orders. Destroy the 17 Klingon warships by stardate 2840. There is a 1-star base in the galaxy for resupplying your ship. Are you ready?
I found an emulator
Did
already.
it say 2840?
Yeah.
The year's kind of off, but
It's way
It's
off.
not
Yeah.
71, guys.
well, Next Generation takes place in the 2400s, so
yeah, 28 something is
2840.
almost burn.
yeah, that's like 100 years from the burn.
Yeah, y'all gotta ruin
That's not-
everything. This is why people
I
can't
think it
enjoy
was
Star
20
Trek.
I think it was over 100 years ago from 30, 31. Yeah, I think it was like 100 years, like 100 years before the burn.
Can I just say we're a bunch of nerds, Tim?
Yeah, we are.
Kimberly. Was that a cough or a laugh? It was a laugh.
You guys sleep with headgear on, don't you?
You keep her laugh.
I have a permanent head
This guy
dip
was-
in my hair because of my head.
This guy had to
It's
put
a-
away his Pokemon cards before we started the thing. Because we're nerds.
I'm playing with a
Technically,
D.
2840 is way off because it's way too far into your face. So you're actually finger bites. And it's
I
just
have
not entertaining.
my D&D dice set right here for when I play D&D later tonight too. If I do play, I don't know if we are playing or not. God. Oh, anyways, let's talk about Vengeance.
Vengeance.
I think
My first question is, I saw it was 3 hours. Was it? I know Mikey just saw it. Was it
Yeah.
necessary, or could you have cut like time? Because 3 hours is a long. I mean, for me, that's a long movie.
Well, Chris and I legit talked about this when the movie ended.
Yeah.
And while we both agreed it was long and almost too long, we can't think of anywhere that we would actually cut because
Right.
it's all kind of needed. It's a very slow burn. It's kind of like the Joker movie. The Joker movie takes a while to build up, but once it gets there,
Yeah, that first hour was a bit slow of the movie.
How much time would
I
you
wasn't
save
bored.
if you took off him saying I'm Batman?
none. He never said I'm Batman.
Ah,
said,
okay.
They say I'm Vengeance a lot.
Oh, okay. That's the same thing.
So what'd you think, Mikey?
It's unlike any other Batman movie. It's really unique. Out of the way they just portrayed him more. Like I feel like they actually dove into like his detective side more.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, he was a detective. He worked with the police. Well, Commissioner Gordon. But yeah, he was. That's the the Batman. The Detective Comics wasn't that him?
Yeah.
Where they started it from.
Mm-hmm.
And I love
best
the
detective
fact.
in the world.
And I told Chris this after the movie. I love the fact that everybody in the movie is real. There's nothing cartoonish or superhero about it. The Penguin is just a regular guy, and so is the Riddler. He's just a normal, everyday guy. He's just a terrorist. He's a domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
But he's an everyday guy. Everybody is an everyday guy. Even Batman, which because it's the early stages. He doesn't have a lot. He's working on his car.
He's got a motorcycle.
He rides a motorcycle everywhere, and he's got like a computer, and that's it.
Yeah, he's got some like the cool.
He's
tech,
got those.
but,
Yeah, he's got those contacts. Like those are badass.
but it's not. like
those were badass. Yeah,
but it's not like the super badass tech he gets later.
Yeah.
It's still like you can tell it's all still prototype gear.
Yeah,
like his he doesn't even have batarangs yet.
It's all it's believable. Well, I mean, he's got that magnetic one on his chest that he can throw.
But that's the so the his little thing on his chest, that was the broken apart piece of the gun that killed his parents.
Oh, okay.
He shaped out of the gun that killed his parents.
made a
Allegedly, that's what they
magnet out of it.
said before the movie came out.
But I loved it, and I loved it. Like I said, it was a bit long, but I loved the fact that it's like a detective. It was like watching a cop show, and everybody was real and believable.
Yeah, like it wasn't like any other like superhero movie. Like I didn't think of this as a superhero type movie, or
Right.
I guess you could probably label it as a comic book movie, maybe. But it was like you said, it was like a cop type hero movie. I don't know. I just like I said, it wasn't like a Marvel or any other DC movie.
The closest thing I can compare it to is the Joker movie, though.
Yeah.
Like it's more grounded and more realistic.
Who did the Joker movie? Who directed that? It wasn't Matt Reeves.
That was the guy that did The Hangover, Todd Phillips.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, the only thing that might hurt this, and I'm not saying it's going to hurt it, but are kids going to sit through a 3-hour movie? I mean, I guess they did with what you call it, the Marvel movies, but there's so much action and.
But the early Marvel movies aren't that long. It's these later ones that are getting long.
But they'll still sit and watch them because there's so much visual. And there's so much visual candy to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Invested in the story too.
Right. So they'll sit through a 3-hour, Avenger movie. But this is it kind of reminded me of The Godfather a little bit, of that type of film. It's slow
Bad?
moving. I will kick your ass. God.
Tim, don't come to Indie Comic Con.
Good God. So it's a little slow because The Godfather is slow. It's a slow moving movie, and it really doesn't. And it builds up till the end, and this movie does exactly the same thing. It does exactly the same thing. I'm not sure it's. I wouldn't have, if I was dating somebody, I wouldn't have taken them to this movie as a date because
No.
I don't want to hear shit about it. But I loved it. But it's not that kind of a movie. It's a watch movie. You don't, it's like I said, it's not full of visual eye candy. It's not full of anything.
Dark. It's dark.
It
like
is.
other.
But it's not, it's not cartoonish or comic booky like previous Batmans that we know. And
it's not like Marvel movies where it has like the comedy aspect. There's not a lot of jokes in it.
Yeah, I do like that about it too.
but,
Unless you
yeah.
like dead parents jokes.
Yeah.
That's it.
That last. Go ahead.
He brought up dead parents. I love the fact that the parents were just killed by some random thugs. It had no tie-in with anything else in the movie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, they did. Well,
I mean, isn't that what usually it is?
They hinted at Falcone being the guy that kind of ordered it. Not Falcone, the other guy.
Right, but he didn't. But it was just some random crime. That's all it was.
Isn't that Batman's story though? Some random,
It depends
some random dude killed his parents.
It depends. Sometimes they say it was a mob hit. Sometimes it was random.
Sometimes
in the Joker movie, it was killed by one of Joker's acolytes.
Oh, I was gonna say, I always assumed it was either just random or Joker.
I think it's just random. But they
Yeah.
kind of hinted that it was just a random. They were just a random victim of just circumstance.
It would make sense. I mean, I like the fact that it might be random because, even though you got the political side to it for Thomas Wayne, but like the fact that it's random means that Gotham is like the crime is real. It happens every day, and it could happen.
It could happen to
anybody,
anybody.
and that's why Batman is there.
Well,
and that's why he wanted to solve the one kid's or save the one kid because he didn't want him to become the next Batman. Or
what is the wokeness or the people are talking about this being woke, and I didn't pick up anything in that movie about it being a woke movie or politically motivated of one side or the other. But I've seen a couple articles online about how
Did you read the articles?
I didn't read it. No, because I didn't catch it.
You didn't want to give him the click.
No,
sometimes I don't want to give CNN the click.
I didn't want to give him. I'm like, what are you? Is this baiting me into something? But I caught nothing. What? Because he was privileged and he had a better life than somebody else, so he was better. And the other, you know what I mean? Is that what it is? Is that the he was Batman's looked at as bad because he was a rich kid and he came from privilege. Is that what it is?
Well, he's always been a rich kid.
I know. I didn't catch that. I didn't know if you guys caught any of that or not, but I didn't see any of it in the movie.
I didn't check it. Did check any of that? Did you, Tim or Mikey?
Nah, I didn't. I haven't seen anything about that. I mean, the only thing I could think of is maybe some of the messages of corruption and I don't know, and fucking big
Every
business and
city's
shit,
corrupt, though.
and maybe like a female black mayor, but we
You
have
don't
those
get to be a
everywhere,
politician without
governors, yeah.
being
I don't know.
corrupt
Maybe
anywhere.
Maybe what's Kravitz being Catwoman because
What?
she's black, or mixed.
Halle Berry was.
Yeah, I was gonna say Halle Berry was.
Yeah.
So was Eartha Kitt.
So
Sorry.
I don't know. I didn't pick up any PC or political stuff.
I didn't either. I don't know if you guys did or not. I was wondering.
I was enjoying the movie too much to be dissecting the political theory behind it.
Right.
You know, when your English teacher, what does the artist mean about this one line in this book? I don't know. I don't catch any of that. They don't mean anything by it.
That's why I always hated English class.
Do you guys have any like gripes about it? Because what I've heard is uh, like the third act is boring, and I like the third act. That's the way
Yeah.
or like the fighting was kind of like unoriginal or just not appealing. I don't know.
Well, and I think that's
How many
for,
different ways are there to punch somebody? I mean,
well,
Yeah.
like we talked about, it's not a superhero movie, so
It-
everybody's a real person. There's nothing.
It's
There's nothing. There's no nuclear overdose of this, that, or the other, or any kind of toxic.
abominations.
There's
it's
no
his
there's no
second year of
toxic accident.
Batman
You're
too,
just
so it's not like
Yeah.
he's
I think people go in expecting a superhero movie, and that's not what you're getting. You're getting a Batman detective movie, is what you're getting.
I mean, people shouldn't go in expecting a superhero movie because he's not a superhero. So, I mean, there you go.
But you know what I mean. But you're thinking Batarang and the Batmobile doing all this crap, and he's got the Bat plane and the
the
Bat boat.
Batcopter and the
Yeah, he's got all that stuff. He doesn't have any of this. He's like a detective.
The only thing I thought about was like, there's too much rain in this fucking movie.
yeah.
That was the
But
only thing that fucking
It's
drove me.
always
though,
raining in Gotham.
It's always, dude. I swear, like every other.
There's a dark
scene,
cloud hanging over Gotham.
it just
I don't know
And
why
I
they have
am
to set.
vengeance.
I mean, we all know Gotham is depressed and it's a sad place, but it's always so dark and gloomy. And like you said, yeah, it rained all the time.
But that's Gotham. They
Like they don't
really,
have fog
they
lights.
portrayed Gotham really well.
And they freaking like. Well, I mean, I know they shoot it in England, but I mean, like they don't have to take the logistics of.
But
rain.
Gotham is Chicago. They shot in Gotham or in Chicago for most of the scenes.
What days is it gonna rain? All right, we're gonna shoot on those days.
Yeah, that's basically what they did.
I also loved switching to what I liked about it. I guess again, the opening monologue, that was awesome. Like he kind of explains that he's like 2 years into it, he's still learning, and then the state of Gotham and all this junk. I thought that was a great way to like introduce the movie. Unlike all the other Batman movies where it shows Martha and fucking Thomas getting murdered.
Or he just beats
Yeah.
beats up thugs and goes, "I'm
Yeah,
Batman."
yeah. The when you first, and I like how you kind of see throughout multiple clips, like he's still working on stuff like the computers and all his tech and stuff, like this car. And when you first get to see the car, like when he starts it up, oh dude, I was like, let's go, and then it dies. I was like, oh, that's hilarious. Like it would happen, yeah, because it was like roaring up like a jet engine. I was like, man, that's awesome. But it was so cool.
The soundtrack.
I wish it had more variety. It was always like the same thing though.
I loved it though.
I thought it was really
Man.
good.
Unlike I like Hans Zimmer and all his what he did with Batman. I like all his music that he did with Batman, but this one is just like the same like
The same key.
yeah, it was the same throughout the whole movie. Like it had no like
I
much.
enjoyed
It didn't have much variety to it.
like Star Wars. I mean, it's essentially the Imperial March and
Yeah.
public music. That na 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 dun 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 dun. That's
Yeah.
just Star Wars. Save money that way.
Not to say I didn't like it. I just wish there was more to it.
So I give it a 9.
I'd probably 8.5, 9. I can't find, other than it being too long, kind of dark, too much rain. It was a good movie.
Right. I was looking to
Go
see if I
see
could
it.
find
It's
one.
save the movie theater.
Should we rank our Batmans or
Ooh.
even Bruce Wayne's?
Give me a second. I need to pull up a list of Batmans.
Okay.
Bruce, it's
I don't know.
still.
All right.
Oh, here it is. It was on. Okay, I can open
Here's
this.
the
It's Daily
Wikipedia.
Wire. I can read this. You want me to read this real quick?
Matt.
It's
let's
a negative.
first-
It's
Matt Reeves did.
hold on.
What else did he do? He did another.
This-
He's like Superman, didn't he? I feel like
Who?
Matt Reeves. I feel like he did something else.
Let me read you about
Sounds
this.
familiar.
This
He did
New York
Superman.
Post.
Okay.
This New York Post reviewed the movie.
Or Justice League.
In an early scene of the Bleak movie, a gang with painted faces surround an Asian man on a subway platform and is about to beat him for no apparent reason. Batman intervenes. So he brings up something that happened in 2012. People in New York walk down the street at night with a heightened sense of awareness, just waiting for someone to attack them. That could have something to do with. He says it hits too close to home, is what he's saying. Wham, wham, wham. Well, good. Then
They're just a gang of thugs going around beating up people. You can't really.
he goes on to venture that Spider-Man, because it made people feel good, it helped them forget the dystopian reality they were living in. He described the superhero movie as being as hard-hitting as a Nerf gun. Meanwhile, the Batman tells a bleak tale of reality. Well, walking around the city at
Sometimes
night
you need
is
a little dose of
unnerving lately.
reality.
When I arrive at
Oh,
8 p.m.
yeah.
movie and take my seat, I want what's on screen to help me forget about what's right outside the door, because there's no masked billionaire to protect us. Come on, like seriously?
Grow up.
You
I think
can't.
I'm thinking of Christopher Reeve.
He fell off a horse.
Yeah, but I said Matt Reeves, Christopher Reeve. I thought
Oh.
he did Superman. Like, he didn't do any other type of.
The director?
Yeah,
What has he done? Anything that we know of?
Planet of the Apes,
Which
done-
one?
Which one?
War and Dawn.
So the
2017, 2014.
Yeah.
Cloverfield. Okay.
He did Cloverfield.
Okay. Yeah. Let's.
Here, I'm gonna list off. Are we doing just live action, or are we doing cartoons also?
Just do a live action. Yeah,
Okay,
fuck
Kevin
cartoons.
Conroy counts as live action because he actually showed up live action in the cartoon in a show. Kevin Conroy is a guy who's been the voice of Batman since like '92.
Unless he played Batman in a Batman like live action.
He did in the Arrow. He showed up as Batman in one of the Arrow shows.
Really? That's what you're using?
Yep.
An
That's gonna be
episode
your
of
first thing
Arrow?
to start. I think I'm.
Oh my
I'm
God.
He's been the voice
I'm
of
going to
Batman
bed.
since 1992.
No,
You can't
that
just
doesn't
count him.
No, that's
count.
like saying
I
Mark
thought we were
Hamill
ranking
was a fucking
movies.
Joker.
All right, I guess I can't count him as my number
Can't
one.
count he is dying to count a cartoon Batman as a Bruce Wayne.
All right, I'm gonna list them all.
Can't use voice.
I got a list of the live actions. It goes all the way back to 43, so we don't really have to count them. But I'm gonna list them off.
Can't we just start with
Adam West?
Adam West?
All right, Adam West, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, Clooney, Bruce Thomas.
Wait.
He played in the Birds of Prey TV show in 2002.
Let's just do fucking movies.
Can't we just do the movies?
Okay.
No movies.
You're making this too hard, Chris.
Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and then Robert Pattinson.
I'm picking Adam West. He's still the best Batman.
Are we ranking them, or are we just saying who we think?
Adam
the best
West
is?
never played in a movie, did he? Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Okay,
the Batman
those
movie,
movies.
the first one.
I thought it was just TV shows.
No, that was a movie first.
Oh, okay.
Do we want to list them, or just who we think's the best?
Let's do your top three. Let's just do three.
Okay.
Okay. My top three. I'll start.
Boy, that's hard.
Christian Bale in this order. Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and then Adam West.
Okay, I'll go. This is in no particular order. I'm just picking top three. Would be Adam West, Christian Bale, and Michael Keaton.
Wow. All right. I like Christian Bale as he like that trilogy was awesome. I love it.
Yes.
Um, I would say George Clooney. I like George Clooney.
What?
You
Yeah,
like the
I
nipples?
don't.
This is a
No, look,
shock.
no,
Oh
this
my
is
God.
I like George
It was
Clooney
the
as
nipples,
Batman,
wasn't it?
but I don't like the outfit.
Okay,
He makes a good Batman.
I'll accept it. It's your choice.
Yeah.
And then just recency bias, Robertson Pat.
Robert Pattinson.
I don't like Bruce. I don't like Affleck. I don't like him. He just
I like
Eddie
Affleck. I
Griffin
really
was the
do.
best Bruce
I
Wayne.
just didn't like him as Batman.
no. I'd like to see Robert as more as a. I want to see what if they continue with him, and they kind of did that towards the end of the movie. They might throw in another iconic villain, but like I'd like to see more Robert because I think he did really well.
Was
But
that Kenneth Branagh? Kenneth Branagh was Alfred, right?
no,
Who was Alfred?
no, Andy Serkis.
Oh, that was Andy Serkis. Okay, he looks like Kenneth Branagh.
I wanted to see more of him.
As of today, just
Wait, hold on. What's Tim's?
oh yeah,
three?
Tim.
I was gonna say I agree with Chris with Adam West, Michael Keaton, and Christian Bale.
Bam, there you go. So
As of today, sorry, I looked it up and I don't want to forget. As of today, worldwide, Batman has made 250 million.
sweet.
How much did it cost?
I'm trying to look it up.
Too much.
Does it say on IMDb?
200 million estimated.
You know,
I think it'll make its money back. It'll
it'll
its money
definitely
back.
make its money.
Because it's only Sunday and it's already made 150 million. I said no, 250 million. It's
250
already
million.
made its money back. But also, it
248.
kind of helps that we bought a $25,
$27.
20.
Yeah.
Okay, Batman head that can have popcorn in it. You
Yes,
know,
the Batman
like you said
cowl.
in the tweet, Chris, in the list of things we don't need but definitely have to have, that
That's one of
ranks
them.
in the top.
I mean, can you wear it?
No,
Uh,
we can't. Sad.
Did they not have him anymore, Mikey?
I didn't see him. I didn't ask, but
Oh,
I didn't see him.
They said
I'm sure.
was. I would say, going back to the list of Batmans, I enjoyed Val Kilmer as Batman. I thought he was a great Batman. But when I watched his documentary about it,
Eh.
about Val Kilmer, he made the I Am Val Kilmer documentary or whatever. He talks about playing Batman in his documentary, and who doesn't want to be Batman? You know, he made whole movies with his brothers, and they were Batman. You know, but he said, you don't. Everybody wants to be Batman, but he didn't get to be Batman. He only played Batman. He wasn't Batman. He didn't feel that he was that person. That the costume is that person. He wasn't allowed to be. He wasn't allowed to be Val Kilmer as Batman. He was just the actor that happened to have the cowl and the cape on. And it didn't hurt his performance any, but it really makes me realize how much he's probably right about those eras of Batman. I mean, look, they took Keaton, then they went to him, then they went to Clooney. I mean, it was who can we put in the Batman cowl at this point?
Yeah.
Who's popular right now?
Yeah, exactly. So,
well, the thing is I wouldn't even say that to him. Robert Pattinson, Ben Affleck, and Christian Bale all got a ton of flack for being picked as Batman. But everyone loves Christian Bale.
Yeah, but they were picked because they were popular. Whether or not people like them is a different story.
Pattinson died out when he stopped making them silly vampire movies. But
yeah, but he still
he's a
had
good
his...
actor. He's a good actor. He was in Tenet. Tenet sold me on him as a Batman.
He was really good in Tenet. Like
Tenet
had its issues,
but
it should have had David Tennant in it. First of all,
honestly, you hear the time ship. Whoosh, wow, wow. That's my impersonation of the TARDIS.
I was gonna say, what was that?
That was the TARDIS.
That was not anything.
You could have went like with the DeLorean.
I'm like, did Chris just have a stroke?
Yes, I did. I'm sorry. Here, hold on. For everyone who doesn't know what it is.
Sounds
There
like
we
a-
go.
It sounds
Doc-
That
like
doesn't sound any better.
a dying lightsaber.
Doctor Who for you. One of the greatest sci-fi series of all time.
Somebody told me
Except
once
like last
I
season.
wasn't smart enough to understand Doctor Who.
Doctor Who is so easy to understand.
I didn't say
There's just a lot of
because I didn't like it. I'm like, it's boring. I'm sorry, I didn't like it. Well, you're probably not smart enough to like it.
It sounds like a Rick and
You're
Morty
stupid.
fan.
there's just a lot of like I don't want to say like
British.
cerebral thing, but
It's very
like
dry.
something in season 3, you're like, how does this even happen? And then you find out like 3 seasons later in the movie
I compare
how
it
so
to
and so died.
I compare it to like Monty Python fans. You either get it or you don't, and some people think it's stupid.
Like I love Doctor Who, but there's certain episodes that are just shitty.
Dumb.
I mean, there's a lot of Doctor Who episodes, so I mean, some of them are bound to be crappy.
I've skipped like half a season of Doctor Who because it was bad.
You can't just skip episodes without watching them.
Well, I skipped through them because they're so boring.
Doesn't matter. You might miss like an important tidbit of information in a boring episode.
Eh.
You can't just skip an episode. Skip through an episode.
Yeah, you can. It's easy.
I would have skipped through the whole first season of Picard.
Yeah, and you still would understand what's happening this season.
Yeah, for season 2. You can't just skip
Yeah, and just like in
episodes.
Doctor Who, you'll
Get outta
understand
here.
what's happening in the next episode.
No. Get out of here.
The
Go to
episode,
bed.
Doctor
Go to
Who. How what are we at? We're over an hour right now. Anyways,
How hard did Kimberly hit you with a frying pan?
Doctor
if
Who's
she
not
hasn't-
continuous. Like every episode's kind of
course it is.
standalone.
There's plenty of episodes that are continuous.
Yeah, because it's part 1 and part 2 and part 3. Just like Next Generation, there's part 1 and part 2 episodes. But in Next Generation, you can watch one episode a season and not miss character development really.
You haven't watched the new seasons of Doctor Who because that's how Doctor Who is now.
Well, I haven't watched Doctor Who
They
since what's his
taken,
face left.
Because that's the new like way that we've talked about this before. That's like the new popular thing is to do like 10 or 15 episodes with like a story driven season instead of having random ass one-off.
I haven't watched
the monster of the week.
I haven't watched The Doctor since Matt Smith because that was supposed to be his last form. That's supposed to be Matt Smith was supposed to be the last Doctor.
There is no.
But no, they
form.
lied to me. They brought Peter and then they brought Jodie.
And then there's going to be another one.
There
There
was
is no
legitimately
last
in one of the episodes of Doctor Who they said I only have one more life left or whatever.
Yeah,
and sound like
and then
I'm
he got
stupid to not watch this
and then
show.
he
I
got
think
new
it's stupid to not watch
regeneration.
this show.
That's bullcrap. They were going to end the show.
They ended the show in friggin' 1975 and they brought him back after he fucking reincarnated. I don't know how this is any different.
It's different because they
It's
said
not.
this is my last reincarnation. This is my
That's
last
probably what they said
time
at
I
the
can
end of
come back.
That's probably what they said at the end of the 1975 edition when there was a bunch of doctors.
Excuse me?
I don't know
It's
what year it
1956.
was.
It's 1956.
I'm not 100, okay? I
You're
don't
not
remember
Chris's
things.
age. I get it.
I don't remember things in the 50s like Chris.
Shut up.
We can save the Doctor Who chat for another day, I guess.
Please don't.
Kick your ass.
Make sure I'm not on that episode.
Chris, I think you're the only one not to miss an episode.
What, of Doctor Who?
No, of the podcast. I legitimately think you're the only one to not miss an episode.
I probably.
I want to say one day that was me, you, and Mikey.
Maybe I don't remember.
Unless it was me, other Chris and Mikey.
I know it's me and It was me and Mikey did one.
I've only not been here for like 2 episodes. Because that was when we were doing just Skype, and then you guys sent me the recording, and I put it up.
Yes. I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know.
Somebody who's listened to every single podcast needs to go back and let us know.
Yeah.
I'm too
I'm
lazy
not-
to do it.
I'm not doing that research.
Same. I might have quote unquote listened to every podcast, but I don't remember. I listened just to give us a view or two.
Oh wow.
I think you have to listen for so long too before it
Mhm.
I do. I put it up on my other screen on YouTube and play a game or something. Spoiler alert. Sorry. But we still have a good amount of views. It's not me.
Oh, I listen to them too to pump up, especially the YouTube.
I
listen on the
anyways,
YouTube channel a lot.
yeah. I have a shower thought.
Shower thought. I thought you were. Is this going to be a long shower thought?
No, this is a quick shower thought.
Because I thought you were one of discussing other things.
No,
Or are we waiting for another episode?
another episode because we're already at like an hour and like 5-6 minutes now.
Do you know we're up to 125 subscribers on YouTube?
Yeah, but all those Russian
I
bots,
forgot to tell
all
you.
those Russians that listen to us probably don't exist anymore.
No,
I forgot to tell you that I created 125 YouTube accounts.
They're fake.
Surprise.
I'm gonna look that up and see where these. I don't think there was any in Russia, was there?
Yeah, there works. You're like in Moscow. There's a guy.
Well, there might be a guy in Moscow you don't even know. There's a computer in Moscow that somebody's watching. Regardless, it's still,
Anyways, I will save that topic for another day. Even though gas went up to 4.25 today.
we
Man,
can
I am
start
not
that.
looking forward to going to Fort Wayne tomorrow. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I'm really aggravated.
Maybe you'll find Bruce.
That wasn't on. That
It's
wasn't
weird
on.
for a Monday to have a concert, but
Don't
Oh,
let
I
your
got tickets to Greta Van Fleet in September. It's a
Yeah.
Tuesday.
oh yeah.
don't let your RPMs get over like 3,000 and drive the don't accelerate.
Oh, that's the best part.
You gotta drive economical now, Mikey.
Yeah, I'm putting on sport mode. Just go around town. Fucking eat my gas away.
I'm so glad Kimberly we can get a Sam's Club card and go get gas with Sam's Club.
Yeah. It helps a
Most
little.
of our 98% of our traffic came from suggested videos on YouTube.
I'll take it.
That wasn't Moscow. That was the other ones. That was the podcast. That was the like Spotify and places like that. That wasn't YouTube. The Moscow, China.
So, what's your shower thought?
What's your shower thought?
Farts are just the ghosts of the dead animals we've eaten.
So what about vegetarians? They don't fart.
Dead plants. They're killing the plants.
They are killing plants. I'm saving plants by eating vegetables.
Exactly. Let me rephrase this. Farts are just the ghosts of the dead organisms we've eaten.
Okay, there you go. Might be. I suppose.
I saw something on TikTok that was good. I forget what it was. I don't think I saved it though.
Well, that wasn't that good of one, I guess. Oh.
No.
Let me find another one. I'm going on to Reddit. This is the first one I kind of clicked on. Since vampires seem to always be rich, a vampire could get someone in need and allow them to live with them at the only expense that the vampire could feed off of them. That's lame. Okay, fuck that.
I thought it was they were rich because if you wanted to live 182 years and you were poor, you wouldn't want them to live for.
I mean, yeah.
I think we should go back to Mikey doing the shower thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's my shower thought.
Ah.
I'll
My
get
shower
there.
thought
I
is
didn't
to
have
call
any.
an audible.
Yeah,
Mike, you got one?
I don't.
Oof.
I do
Well,
have like when you're talking about like I guess you're talking about like eating plants. I link it to like or not eating plants, but saving plants or not eating plants, whatever. Uh,
What is going on right now?
and, yeah,
He's brain
I'm trying to link something together that probably doesn't get linked a lot, and that's global warming and not eating plants. And I heard this on Pat's show. He was talking about global warming, and he says something like walking around, you stomp on the ground a lot. Do you flatten the earth or something like that, and it would get closer to the core or something because we're because we're just stomping on the ground so much or walking around and
How about this one? This is a shower thought. Maybe plants are really farming us, giving us oxygen until we eventually expire and turn into mulch, which they can consume.
yeah, that's called
And that's what I call
But we also
a
feed them
shower
with our
thought.
CO2.
That's a shower thought.
that's a circle of life.
That is.
And that's
And
life,
that in
baby.
itself is a shower thought.
Tim, you want to take us out?
If Chris's shower thought was bad, I was going to interrupt him halfway and say this out. So it's a good thing that it was pretty good.
Dang it.
I know, right? Now I feel bad for finding a good one.
Thank you for listening to Who's Your Nerds podcast. As always, you can find us at those places that the guys will tell you right now.
YouTube, Spotify, iTunes podcasts, TuneIn Radio, and
YouTube.
I said
Amazon?
YouTube. Amazon.
say
There you
Amazon?
go. Mike, you got
Amazon,
it.
yeah.
And those
Teamwork.
are the 5 places that you can find us. And you'll never wonder who's your nerds.
Left out Facebook and
Facebook and Twitter, but yeah.